Hello interwebs, Max here. Today we're going to be starting a new series called Warframe University. We're going to be specifically talking about Kuva farming, as this seems to be a bit of an issue that I've run into where a lot of people aren't knowledgeable in how to run Kuva, and they end up doing a lot of things that are very questionable and end up really hurting the efficiency or even failing the mission altogether because they don't know what they're doing. So we're going to break this down into 5 stages, and hopefully by the end of this you guys will be able to farm Kuva. Alright, stage 1 is preparation. Now, when you're preparing for a Kuva farm, you're getting ready for getting a drop from the actual siphon when it breaks. Now, as far as I understand, it doesn't work with Necros. It doesn't work with Necros. When he desecrates, it doesn't work like that. It'd be really OP if it did. You could get multiple Kuva drops from one Kuva, but you can use resource boosters, and it will double the yield you get from the Kuva. You'll literally double your Kuva. The other thing you can do to double your Kuva again is run a Smita Kavat. They have a chance of giving you a resource doubler that stacks on top of boosters, and there's a weird glitch where if it gives it to you twice in a row, it has a possibility of stacking, so you can get upwards of like 10,000 Kuva if you're in a flood. They're not very common. I've only ever had it happen once. AGGP or Giga Plays has had it happen on one of his most recent videos. He has it on video near the end of it, and it happens very rarely where that'll do it, but when it does happen, you're looking at that figure and you're like, well, okay, that's awesome. The other preparation you're going to want to do, for me, I'm using a Smita Kavat, so I'm running him, or her, I haven't really checked the gender on it, with full regular build for a Kavat. I mean, I've got Link health, especially because I'm running Inaros. Anybody who's seen my Inaros final build video, this has changed a little bit just to run Kuva. I've pumped him up for a bit more survivability for the health. The shield aspect of the Prime Vigor is completely lost, but other than that, I may have changed a couple things. I have to go back and check that video because the builds change based on what I'm doing. The final form videos are for running the character in actual missions like sortie or raid or long distance MOT. But when you're doing missions like Kuva farming or even Syndicate and stuff like that, you can kind of want a different build if you want to play around and have fun. But those are like end game builds for me. These are the builds that I use at the very end of my runs. This build is just max health to give my Smita Kavat as much health as possible to survive. And right now he's sitting at 9,896 health. So I mean he'll survive very well. So yeah, stage 1, prepare. Now stage 2 is find the Kuva. Now I mean the Kuva siphon in the actual game can be potentially annoying to find. So you go Kuva Fortress, the closest 2 planets will have points on them. So here on Earth we have 1, 2, 3 regular Kuva, but if there's a Kuva flood, I would recommend starting with that. So there's a Kuva flood right there, and it's a sabotage. I'm dragging along a friend of mine. She needs to farm a little bit of Kuva for when she starts re-rolling her ribbons. And it's always better to have a friend come with you that kind of knows what they're doing, because you do run into some issues with people not knowing what they're doing. And if you're newer or a lower level to this, I wouldn't recommend doing a Kuva flood right away. Do a couple of the lower level ones just to get used to it. So I'll see you guys when we land. Alrighty, and now stage 2 begins. We search for the Kuva siphon. I like doing sabotage and stuff like this because they're really quick, easy missions. There's no problems. If it's a survival or something, you can tend to get drawn into one or the other when you find the siphon. You're not paying attention to life support, and vice versa. If you're paying life support, you're not really paying attention to the siphon. If I can get my movement here on point, I'm potatoing hardcore here. Alright, now as far as frames to bring to a Kuva Flood, so the higher level ones, you can pretty much pick whatever you want. It is a level 100 mission, so just be careful. Nidus is really good, Inaros is really good, Rhino is really good. Like, just anything that can survive a few hits is very, very, very good. Now, I usually run Inaros, as you can see, because I run the Smita for the potential increase to my drops. Now, it's not guaranteed, so don't think you're going to get a resource drop every time. You might go a whole mission without getting a resource drop. So let's go phase 2, and I'll see you guys when we find the siphon. Alright, phase 2, find the siphon. Now, phase 3 is kill the guardians. You see these guardians here? If you pop into your child, you can hit them with your circle ability and they get stunned, and then they fall over, and you can jump through them. And when you jump through them, they drop their primary weapon, and you can actually hurt them. If you do not do this, you can't hurt them, and they're just immortal level 100 creatures running around nuking everything. So, find them, hit them with your circle, and jump through them. So on PS4, that's you hit circle, and then you hit L1 and X. Once all these things are dead, you can actually move on very, very easily, because these things will ruin your day in a hurry. Kill the guardians first, before moving on with the mission. Now, the easiest way to do this is legitimately just jump into your operator for like half a second, and then jump back. So that way you're not running around as your child. Yeah, all the guardians are dead. Now phase 3 is kill everything else. Once everything else is dead, this mission becomes very easy. Now obviously this whole time you are looking for Kuva, and that is the next stage. So stage 3 is kill the guardians. Stage 4 is kill everything else. And finally, stage 5, we are hitting the Kuvas. Now, as you get better with this, you can do these all at the same time. And looking for a Kuva, you see the tentacles pointing in that direction, so that means that's where the Kuva's coming from. See the Kuva, and do exactly what he just did. You hit your L1 ability, or your invisibility, and you jump through it. That's how you take out the Kuva. And you take out 4 of those, and you can defeat the mission. Now, a really easy way to see if your Smita actually helped you right away, instead of just waiting until the end of the mission, is just to go to your drops. So 2300, so my Smita did not give me a resource booster there. But running it enough times, you'll get into it, and you'll have it happen a couple of times. It happens to me at least twice in 3 hours. I usually farm Kuva in 3-hour chunks, because it gets kind of aggravating when you get into groups that don't know what they're doing. This is actually the first group that I haven't had issues with, which is why I always bring friends, because I generally have issues with people not knowing how to kill guardians or not knowing how to take out Kuva. So I'll see you guys when we get back to the ship. Alright, so that is how to successfully farm Kuva. 5 steps, very easy. 1 step, prepare. 2nd step, find the Kuva siphon. 3rd step, kill the Kuva guardians. Using your operator, use your blast to stun them, and then use your void dash, is what I've been calling it, to go through them. They will drop their scepter, and then proceed to kill them. After they are dead, step 4 is kill all other adds. Once everything is dead, you can begin to hit the Kuva as they come in, and then you'll be good. After 2 Kuva clouds have been burst, using again your operator ability to void dash through them, then a second wave of guardians can spawn. So again, just repeat step 2 and 3, kill everything, and then continue to beat the siphon. Obviously, practice at it. Once you get better at it, you can hit the Kuva clouds while you're killing things, and just makes it go faster, more efficient, and you don't have to worry about failing the mission. Definitely go and practice on lower level missions before you attempt a Kuva flood. If you've ever failed a Kuva flood or are failing Kuva floods consistently, maybe you're running with the wrong people, maybe you're running in randoms with just really getting unlucky with people that don't know what they're doing. Attempt Kuva missions, very easy ones like capture, sabotage, exterminate, survival. Try those on your own. I can solo Kuva floods and it's no problem. So can many of the people I know. You die now. The person I was just with is a lower level, and if she put her mind to it, she could easily solo the lower level Kuvas. She doesn't really have the gear to be fighting level hundreds, and that's the same with many of the people who are just joining the game now. Is you guys don't really have the gear, but you're finding yourself in need of Kuva for Rivens or building Nidus or building Harrow. So farming the lower levels is very, very acceptable, even without boosters, without a Kavat. You still get okay Kuva, and as long as you're proficient at it and you're actually getting the missions done in record time, you're going to be doing really, really, really good. If you're a little slower at the missions, it can be a little tedious, but perfect practice makes perfect. If you're practicing it the wrong way, then you're going to keep doing it the wrong way. So follow these 5 steps, and you will be farming Kuva like a madman, and you will never have to be in a bind for Kuva again. If you liked the video, press like. If you didn't like, press dislike. Any feedback at all is more than welcome in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.